they will retreat tactically, you know? They, as Estini said, will throw once per game, and so they're very good at making sure that that throw does not end up throwing the entire game.
It happens, they recognize and they're like, okay guys, that was the one, now we just have to go back, reset, wait until Satanic comes up.
We've done this so many times at this point.
Yeah, something else for this game that interested me was the buybacks. Normally people are holding it, right? When we get past that 35, closer to the 40-minute aspect of the game, everyone's very hesitant or reserved Winter to just immediately buy back. They kind of want to hold it and they wait until that high ground is being pressured. But for P-Vision, it's like, yeah, the Ursa killed 4 of us. Let's all just buy back, kill him, and end the game.
Yeah, I mean, the buyback part is something that you have to really understand as a team, like how to use it. Having the buyback is not just like, oh, I'm going to say buyback, but you don't really plan how to use it, right? So they showed in a couple of fights how to use buyback. Sometimes it's easy when you're in your base, but sometimes it's also a bit more complicated when somebody has to willingly sacrifice your life to ensure your team has a good opening in the team fight. So those are things that are not easily done in the game.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that Heroic did so well for themselves, P-Vision as well. Breaking it down a little bit further for us is, of course, our Weatherman Purge.
Thanks, Nat. Yeah, I thought 9 Class had really an amazing game, so I wanted to highlight some of the great things he did because he had a little bit of a rough laning stage. This game playing Monkey King, getting back into his normal thing. Now, very importantly, he's basically trying to waste a lot of his opponent's time. They happen to get lucky and hit him with a rocket flare, and as a result, this is an easy kill on Monkey King if you can catch him before he manages to come off cooldown here. But because he jumps into the trees, they put all this effort in trying to kill him. This is wasting tons of time, and he's doing economic damage. So him surviving and then ultimately having a great fight over here is fantastic for his team. He's not dying, he's getting pressured, and ultimately his cores get farther and farther ahead. And how this changes as the game continues is basically because of the item of the tournament, the Helm of the Dominator. Now, Monkey King classically never buys this, but it's working out for 9 Class here because it fits his playstyle. He's trying to waste his opponent's time. He's trying to push side lanes where it's normally dangerous for somebody to farm. So he's taking care of this, and it's accelerating his team's growth in pretty interesting ways. This is a little bit further forward into the game, but I wanted to show you the kind of vision that P-Vision is playing towards. What they're doing is they're basically trying to make a big blockage on the map so that they can control. I should do it a little bit more like this. They basically get to farm all of this by themselves. And that space is going to be smaller than the left side of the map. So that means as the game goes on for 5-10 minutes or so, they're just constantly getting more net worth per minute than their opponents are. And this further gets cascaded because 9 Class is using his trolls in interesting ways. He's sending the skeletons out to spot where his opponents are. That means less of his teammates are getting ganked by pressure from the enemy lineup. And check out what he's doing with these skeletons as well. 19 minutes, 30 seconds in. He's even hiding the Dark Troll there. He's not necessarily pushing with it, and he's sending the skeletons to block camps, similar to what a Broodmother is going to do. So that's further decreasing the GPM that Heroic has. They have less of the map already, and now they're getting even less gold out of it. And this is why P-Vision started getting more and more net worth from this point of the game onwards and made their game just much easier to play.
That is just insane to really think about, right? It's always been about utilizing the observers, and now we're wondering, Helmdom coming in, that's great for pushing out or stalling waves. That's something that you can delay the game with. But now there's a whole nother aspect to it of supports getting it, prioritizing what sort of creep they want, and now blocking cans with
that's incredible. That is just incredible. I don't think anybody was thinking about that. Using the skeletons to block camps, like, that's one thing, is people can complain about Helmdom, and yes, it's running rampant, it's in every game. This is a high skill item. Like, to use at this level, there's so much that you can do with it.
Yeah, normally you would only be able to do this if you're Naga. If you're playing support Naga, you send illusions in block camps.
Nature's Prophet as a position 4/5. He can also go and block multiple camps at the same time. But this also allows you to not get enough farm, because you talked about the lane pushing. Now you don't have your own camps. Crystal Maiden, Clockwork Pudge, these type of heroes, they want to be playing very active. They want to be on the other side of the map, and these are not the fastest farmers in the game. So P-Vision did a very good job choking them out of the map and not allowing them to get that farm.
Yeah, avoiding fights, making sure there was no map for them. It feels like a lot of things are going right for P-Vision, but Heroic, one thing that I do know is on their side is a lot of the fans in the arena, and I believe Tsunami and Arvo are down there trying to check in and see how the fans are doing.
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I have sided with the winning team so far because...
Tsunami?
What do you want, Avo?
Look, I know you've already picked a side, but I think I have the larger side. I'm literally literally surrounded, literally, by heroic fans. Can I actually just show, 1 second, please. Please, can you please show to the crowd how much of a fan you are?
This is what we are going to say when Astini loses the second game. If I cry, and then I say.
But South Americans, if there's something they know how to do, we know how to roar, South America! Let's go!
Avo,
What now?
what is going
now,
on here?
Tsunami?
South America makes it to top 8. You just reappear. And yet I also find that P-Vision very excited here. They see the Oracle. Tell me the story behind this.
Astini can do all the predictions. He do the best picks. Wait for us, Cafurtado.
He knew to let the Pudge and the Clockwork through, and he beat it, Avo. What are you gonna do about it?
Okay. It's hard to compete against Astinissimo. It's true. He's also Brazilian. He's also part of us, okay? And as true South Americans, what we do is we claim anyone that plays well. Anyone that does well is from Brazil, is from Peru. And today, I want your whole stadium to roar for South America. Please, a big shout for the greatest donut tournament. It's the International.
It's an appeal to the crowd, but one that will always be very, very encouraged. Thank you very much, all of South American Dota. No matter what, no one's going home yet. We could see it reunite again in grand finals, but for right now, we're going to go back to the panel as we prepare for game number 2.
Thank you both so much, Tsunami, Avo, getting everyone on their feet, getting some more cheers out there. I know everyone is just cheering for some good Dota, and that's what felt like it really happened in that game number 1. Very good back and forth, whether you want to look at it on the deepest levels, Jenkins, or if you just want to look at it at a surface level and be like, yeah, Pudge, under tower hook, I like that.
Yeah, 52-minute game. It wasn't like a stomp either way. I think if we're talking, maybe like 5-6 months ago, P-Vision is supposed to stop Heroic, but now we have a top 8 international stage game between these two teams, and game 2 could go either way, because I feel like that game, that went pretty badly for Heroic, given that they had their, arguably best strategy, and like it felt like almost none of their plays connected. Things could go a lot better. Like if Cavs can, work out the kinks, I think game 2, give them the same thing, they're gonna take it to them.
Yeah, just shake it up, It's hard to say that, but it's not elimination. These guys are in the upper bracket. There's still so much potential for them. There's a lot of chances. It's not over by any means. They get to have this fun between the two coaches, really kind of like ego check each other a little bit, Lacoste.
Yeah, for sure. I think Cavs, he did tweet it out yesterday that they are ready. All the prep is ready, and seems like, coming into the second game, I want to see that prep as well, because this one didn't really work out for them, especially against a team like P-Vision, who kind of managed to outmaneuver them on the map, choke them out real heavily. I want to see slightly more aggression. I want to see them create that chaos, because 10-15 minutes into the game, we only had 8 kills, and this is not how usually Heroic plays. So I want to see them try to put them in a position where P-Vision doesn't feel as comfortable.
Yeah, he's going to play a really important role here, deciding whether they're going to stick to their guns and make minor adjustments, or they're going to just completely change up their draft, right? Because we saw in the first game, they had a lot of problems dealing with the split pushing of the creeps. They needed something like, maybe something along the lines like Ducks. We still play Ducks here. So you can have one of the core heroes just shadow pushing the waves out so that you can fight, because they like to fight. They like to kill heroes.
Yeah.
But if you don't push the waves out, you can't kill the heroes.
To be honest, I don't think they should change anything up, because if a single smoke gets broken, like just one in a game, that's a blunder in my opinion. Because there's a Night Stalker on the enemy side. He just pressed ult. You cannot walk into a lane and press smoke. To me, this is a little bit of maybe pressure getting to them. I guarantee you, this is a talk that they had backstage. Yep. I guarantee you they talked about dealing with the Monkey King better. Maybe they ban the Monkey King, whatever. 9 Class is going to do the same thing no matter what. You have to find a way to deal with him with wasting less time, or just don't deal with him. Make your own plays. But if you're going to do that, you cannot just run your smoke into a Night Stalker.
I think you got to respect that position force. Like the best position fours in Dota history, you know, we're talking about Jarex, like Baboka, Jinkyu, these very annoying players, Boxy as well. It's very difficult to deal with what they're doing on the map because they understand the micro and macro, like, completely. They know how you're going to move. They can predict your moves. And this is exactly what 9 Class is doing right now compared to Schofield, who's a bit more of a polarizing player, I would say, who's playing much more aggressive. I don't think he's fishing for information as much as 9 Class is doing.
I mean, that's like a very surface level problem. I think the true issue is the overall strategy. How are they going to build a lineup which allows them to cover more ground? You know, they have a lineup which, technically speaking, they need to snowball. They're going to kill heroes and they just keep running at you. But you can't do that if you don't have an all-rounded draft. So I think they probably have to look into that. If they don't change anything, I think the game is just going to end up the same way.
That's true. It's easier to make the good plays and to not have to deal with 9 Class if you're also creating pressure somewhere yourself.
I think sure he's like a huge problem, but he's not the root of the problem, I think.
There's also a big difference, I would say, with the position 4s, with the itemization that they're buying. For example, in the previous game, you have Schofield rushing Aghanim Scepter, so you're really not getting the value out of the gold until you finish the Aghanim Scepter, which is 4.2k gold, compared to Helm of the Dominator, which is 2.5k gold, and the components that he's getting it. So he's coming online much faster, and we're also talking about them having an early lead, so he's utilizing that much better compared to the enemy position 4.
Yeah, I was expecting an earlier 4 staff from him, to be honest, because if you look at like literally every P-Vision hero, all of them don't like playing into 4 staff. Like they have some circle that you need to force out of in the Monkey King and
I'm by the end mouth. I was just and glad.
he didn't have much counterplay for his team. But he's got his own strats.
The teams have had their time. We've had our moments to talk about those game 1s, the potentials we want to see for game number 2. But as we can see, our players are back in that booth, and that means we get to look forward to a game 2 draft.
P-Vision versus Heroic game 2.
Upper bracket, no elimination on the lines by any mean, but Heroic definitely are going to want to bounce back to this one. They want to make it closer. A closer series is what everyone would love to see, and we've already highlighted a position 4, maybe even just the support picks in general, Winter, because they, in game 1, picked up that Crystal Maiden. Uncontested, and now maybe showing the reasons why.
Yeah, I guess they probably really wanted maybe to make the Pudge the carry. That's why they picked the CM, and it didn't really work out. So this game, they're going to have to rethink their overall strategy. Because sometimes when you try to flex your heroes around too much, then it ends up being really hard to make the whole draft come together. You know, they're going to have the Nature's Prophet now, which is going to solve a lot of their wave shuffling problem.
Yes.
Hero is global, so it's definitely going to be a very, very different game here.
And it's also a hero that can deal with the Helm of the Dominator creep. With the Sprout, you can easily kill it. Mostly from the core role, position 4 doesn't kill it as easily. And P-Vision, after seeing what 9 Class did do in the previous game, they're not going to complicate too much. Having that 1-0 lead after game number 1, they can try to repeat what they just did.
Yeah, on the side of Heroic, they actually value that Night Stalker being much more of an issue than the Monkey King.
Yeah.
And we did offer 2 different ways to deal with it, either drafting to deal with it, or just kind of ignoring him. There was actually 3. The third one was to ban him, right?
Maybe they wanted to go for Puck again this time because they are on the first pick side, so they are probably planning to maybe 18 pick the Puck. So
they banned DK as well. That also indicates the Puck.
So there's a very high likelihood we see P-Vision maybe on the 16-17 pick try to snatch the Puck away if they think that's a good move for them.
And removing Spectre as well, which means that Nature's Prophet is going to be played as a core most likely. This is not the matchup that he likes to play into. Heroic is the only team so far in the tournament that did play Spectre overall. They did win the game, so it seems like they know something about the hero that could potentially be really good, especially in this matchup, having that global presence against NP and try to punish him.
I mean, it's also the fact that whenever you're playing to Nature's Prophet, you kind of want someone to be able to shove the waves away from the team and also join the fights, right? Usually we talk about Dawn, Underlord, those are the type of heroes, and Spectre kind of, even though it's not a very popular hero, but he can kind of do that with the ulti.
Heroic was so quick on their side of this with the bans, P-Vision taking more of that time. They see what we saw, right? That Puck. They don't want to pick it up for themselves, and they're really going to make sure that Heroic can't have the perfect setup for a Puck game.
I mean, this is also really, really good sequence here. So they know that the opponent is going to ban the puck, and when you remove the puck, Queen of Pain becomes very high value because puck is a huge counter to Quap in the lane in the game.
I will say though, Nature's Prophet traditionally has been a very strong hero at laning into Queen of Pain. So it does eliminate like an off-lane Quap potential. You know it's most likely going to go mid. I mean, 9 class was experimenting with position 4 Queen of Pain for quite some time in pubs. Maybe he'll do it here. We'll see.
Yeah, this is the hero to catch the Monkey King in the game. You sleep him, you grip him, as long as you have some high ground ward, you see him. This is one of the best setups for killing a Monkey King.
I'm interested to see if they still value like Clock Pudge. You know, I feel like they've solved some of the issues that we talked about with the Nature's Prophet. They did go to 52 minutes in the game. It was a relatively close game.
Yeah, I would maybe lean towards melee position 4, maybe Marcy, keep that potential flex from the off lane, maybe even Tusk to have ability to save people, because right now you do have Vayne with the Nightmare save, that's going to be good, and these heroes that I just mentioned even get more value after seeing the Shadow Fiend pick. Even Clockwork that you mentioned comes into a play for sure.
Oh man, what a combo Bane Shadow Fiend is too. You can Nightmare sleepwalk somebody into the SF Requiem, and that is going to one-shot pretty much any hero.
I mean, does this indicate the Nature's Prophet might be a support, or is just going to be a Nature's Prophet carry and an SF mid?
I feel like it's analog calling for the SF. It's like his best hero, so I mean, other than Puck, which is out.
Yeah, he's played it twice already in this tournament, so it kind of does make sense that it's leaning that way. I do think maybe just trying not to flex too much could also be a strength for Heroic.
I mean, but at the same time, I feel like if P-Vision chooses to go for like some Tusk, Spirit Breaker here, those are heroes that are really good at punishing mid-SF, right? So if you get like 1 or 2 kills on him in the laning phase, you could completely ruin his game as the SF mid. I mean, ET is kind of nice against Bane in a team fights. You can cancel the grip from far range. Amps up the Quap damage.
It's also a great hero at securing lane for Satanic, no matter what. Like an ET is gonna do well.
Yeah, not to mention the runes though. I think the rune fights are going to be extremely important in this game if the SF is going mid. You want to win the rune fight, so you need suitable supports that are very strong at using their body or they have stuns to secure the rune.
And I like this. They just picked Phoenix on 17. Not showing where the Phoenix is going to go, not showing where Monkey's going to go, so having the flex open between potentially 4 or 5 with Phoenix and ET, and also DM is the one who did play offlane Phoenix. We saw 33 played as well, so definitely a hero that could potentially come.
It's a scary lane, no? Phoenix and Monkey King.
Yeah.
If your SF is carry right now, you're going to be feeling the hit, right?
Yeah.
Or even a Nature's Prophet.
Even Nature's can die to that.
Does Phoenix really hit that archetype? Because we talk about it so much. DM kind of gets left alone in that lane, right? We're probably going to see 9 class on a Monkey King again. Is it going to be okay for DM on this Phoenix? How much?
I mean, the thing with that is you don't really need much help later. As long as you get through your weakest phase, which is, I would say, the first couple of levels, especially level 1.
Yep.
As long as Monkey King is there, he helps you secure your couple of levels, you get the Lotus. I think Phoenix wants solo levels. You want to get to your level 6 as quickly as you can. And I think Monkey King could actually just allow you to do that, and he just runs around and ganks, especially the SF mid.
I think you're pretty tempted to pick Snapfire here, right? Into the Phoenix, kill the egg. I think it would also do pretty well in lane against like Elder Titan, position 5.
At this pick, you want to use the 18 on the support? Maybe the next pick, but it's probably not going to be there anymore after you pick the Mars.
So then what is the Mars adding for value for the Heroic draft that is slightly better than that Snap?
They need team fight, plus they need someone to buy pipe, I think, against this Phoenix core, potential Phoenix core.
Right.
I mean, Mars destroys Monkey King in the game. Like, you drop the arena, and it kills all of the trees around the arena, as well as in the arena.
Yeah, and you don't have the old facet, those 4 seconds that you could stay out of the Wukong's command, so one spear could push you out. It means that your Wukong's is gone immediately.
I mean, you also kind of have a combo, right, with SF. You lock them in the arena, then he fears them to the wall.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty nice.
That's a crazy combo. Like, their team fight is incredible in this game. I mean, I still think Snapfire is amazing. It's like Snapfire, Mars lane, arena into Snap ulti. I'd be very shocked if P-Vision lets it through.
There's a lot of things that they're going to have to think about for themselves because it's the same issue. You don't want to tunnel vision that they are looking for a support. We have said that it is most likely going to be a Nature's Prophet that is in that core role, but you don't want to oversight of a support Nature's Prophet either.
No. Yeah, you never want to like lock something in. I mean, especially hero like Nature's. It literally was played as a support just like 2 weeks ago.
That was you.
I was playing it a lot.
Yeah.
I'm still playing it as a support. It is still a good support. It's just that with the prevalence of Dom and being able to, kill the creep as a core very easily, it's like a free Midas. It's a lot more of a core these days.
But when you look towards the picks winter, do you think there's more impact coming from another core hero for Heroic, or more impact in that Snapfire that is still...
Probably the Snapfire. I think the Snapfire just solves, the egg problem, and it also kind of gives you more damage into the arena. So it feels very natural to go for the Snapfire here. I mean, they've opted to ban out the Silencer. I mean, it's kind of okay.
It would have been a pretty nasty Silencer pick. It's like super high win rate against Queen of Pain. She hates playing into Silencer. It's so much magic damage. And then Phoenix as well.
Yeah, both the bans are kind of to protect the Quap in the game, with the Abaddon to remove the poison. But I still think Snapfire is like more important than those two heroes. I think I'll be okay if I'm Heroic. If I'm taking that trade, I'm fine.
The only thing is, like, it's a question of, does Schofield want to play it? I mean, he does play it in general. Like, this is one of the heroes that he came onto the scene playing. He's been enjoying mostly melee heroes in this patch.
If they feel like they need a better 5 with Shadowfiend, they could run Bane as a position 4.
Yeah, true.
Because there's a flexibility. You can still play NP from the mid lane. This is doable.
Disruptor? You want Disruptor?
Huh?
You want Disruptor if you want to pick a 5?
I'm still leaning maybe towards melee position 5s if they want to run it, with the Bane position 4, and then you have Shadowfiend from the mid lane, NP with either Tusk or Marcy, even Clockwork that Jenkins mentioned.
Yeah, that will actually make sure that the lane is a lot more stable for the Nature's Prophet or the SF.
Well, with not a lot of time left, Terrorblade's the last ban for themselves, and it feels like they still haven't solved exactly what they want last pick. Nima kind of shaking his head. Does that instill faith in you, Jenkins?
I mean, I still think Snap is just, it's the most obvious. And they go for Ursa. So, okay, we will see Nature's Prophet support position. I think. It's very hard to predict when it's...
So what's the idea here? So he can actually mirror the Monkey King moving around the map?
And you kill the egg. Like, we were talking about Snapfire to kill the egg. Ursa is one of the best cores, the best core in the game at killing egg.
Well, 2 wins on hard support on a position 5 Nature's Prophet so far this tournament.
I mean, this is King Jungle's best hero.
Yeah.
So I think it's a matter of, like Yuma said, I played an amazing Ursa last game. We lost at 52 minutes, but he had no deaths for pretty much the entire game. He's feeling strong on it. It's a really good Ursa game.
You have faith in him, like you haven't lost that at all.
Yeah, 100%.
And he's calling for it.
I think they've solved a lot of the issues that were in the previous draft. You know, I want to meme about the Pudge. I don't think that was the issue. I think what Winter said definitely was, like, not being able to push out the lanes.
Oh, this is going to give them a lot of tempo, a lot of explosive damage that's going to be coming out. You have ET that's going to amplify your damage from Queen of Pain, from your Phoenix core, which is going to be dealing insane amount of magical damage, and then you have Templar Assassin with the ET aura on top of that. So the heroes are going to be dying very quickly.
I think the laning setup is also very, very strong for P-Vision here with the TA, ET, and the Phoenix Monkey King. I could see them kind of getting a good advantage out of their side lanes, and then you have a Quap to run around and snowball the lead even further. So this game could either be really, really quick win for P-Vision, or Heroic is going to be able to drag the game long enough for their heroes to be able to fight back.
Yeah, I agree. I think P-Vision's got a really good mid-game timing for sure. But if it does go late game, if Heroic can get there, like SF with Mars Arena and Ursa damage, like they have a lot of scaling in many different ways.
The question isn't also just can they get that. Do you believe that they can get that, Jenkins?
They did last game. And I think if they do the exact same thing, it's way easier for them to execute this game.
Yeah, and they also have Nature's Prophet this time around, who can scale from position 4 compared to Clockwork. It will, 5 in this one, but it will allow them to scale. You can still get the items, you can push out the waves. This is the problem that they did have in game number 1. Shadowfiend, he 2-shots the wave, Mars as well with the 2 abilities. Ursa kills it quickly. So I don't think they're going to be having the same issue, and I also do think that they addressed Monkey King from position 4 not sure if that's going to be enough. I think P-Vision's draft checks all the boxes with the explosive damage, Roche taking potential, all the objectives on the map, and being able to fight when Heroic wants to fight as well.
For yourself, when you said that like Monkey King was kind of, trying to target it as a bit of a band-aid patch, right? You're not really fixing the solution. Is there more of a fix to the underlying issue now?
I think they definitely solve some of the wave clear issue, but it's just about the sacrifice they're making this game, where they're picking a lot of weak heroes in the lane, and if they can actually bypass and solve that problem in the game, I think they're going to be in a good shot going into the mid-late game for Heroic.
All right, okay. I just got to see where it is, because we said coming into this one, it could potentially be a very close series. You don't exactly know where it could lay either way. P-Vision up against Heroic. I do know that Heroic, they're going to need a little bit of backing here, Jenkins.
From the crowd, you mean?
Yeah, or you.
Yeah, let's go Heroic, game 3. So we can get another punch. Let's get another punch on the
I was hoping for a little
More
bit more,
chances for Crimson Witness. Let's hear it for Crimson Witness and Heroic.
I believe in this P-Vision draft, I'm going to be honest.
We're going to go down to the coach, because I feel like that's someone who could definitely give us more faith in Heroic.
Absolutely. We are here with Caps. Caps, welcome back again. Hell of a game that you guys played last time. Really fought till the end there, and pretty good draft here, I have to say myself here. You did give them their iconic Monkey King again. Do you think that the Mars will be enough to deal with that, or did you have any other plans for that?
We think that the hero is annoying for sure, but if we worry about a hero just because it's annoying, the draft gets too hard. And I think this game we have better tools to deal with it. And we could have won last game as well, right? You guys saw it. It was close.
Absolutely. It was a hell of a game. So how did you get the guys out of that mindset? Because it really was a back and forth. You guys did great in that early game. Were there any words that you said to them, like, guys, drop it, let's get into the next game?
We usually just try to be as direct as we can about the things that went wrong and cheer them up in general, like a good friend.
I could definitely tell that you guys are big homies in there, and obviously against a team that you know a lot about. The crowd, I don't know if you saw them, but they were absolutely screaming out for you. Heroic fans, you still out there?
There's way more than expected, since South America is a bit far, you know?
Yeah, South America far, but they're here in spirit, and they're ready to see you win this one. Bring it to a game 3. Are you ready for that, my man?
Of course, of course.
All right, let's bring it into the game and see if they can make it then. Thank you very much. Thank you.
There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Time to get this game 2 action underway between P-Vision and Heroic. Fogged, what do you make of the approach this time around? Changes, but of course Heroic, they do still end the draft with that Ursa once again.
He played a hell of a game in that last game, right? So I can see why he probably asked for it again. But adaptations made on both sides. We do see a ton of team fight this game, Owen, on both sides. It's actually insane how much it's been round up with an ET being brought into the mix. My favorite hero, of course, I have to say that. But yeah, lots of different things that we can talk about here as Analog getting to play his extremely, if not his most comfort hero. Of course, his Puck is one of them, but he loves to play this Shadow Fiend. So looking forward to see what he can do on this, because I felt like in that last game, he just had such a hard time in the Puck. They just had so many answers for him. Yes, he was pulling attention away from the Ursa, tanking the Night Stalker silence a lot, but this one, maybe he can have a bit of a better time in terms of just standing his ground.
And do you like that overall from Heroic going for this approach where they do keep that, the Nature's Prophet back in the support position and get something else secured for the cause in a game like this?
Yeah, I think it's kind of cool because it's KJ's favorite hero. He's played it so many times in pubs, also in these officials, and I think it does give you an extra tool in terms of playing the economy map game. P-Vision has shown how many games they love the economy map game. Having a hero like Nature's Prophet, even as support, it can do a lot. Either scouting with the Sprouts, sending treants eventually once he starts getting the points in it. So looking forward to see what he's going to be able to do, if anything in particular. And let's see how Yuma's game in particular also goes, since he did have a great performance in that last one, but does feel like there's a lot more things to trip him up this game.
Oh, well, yeah, well, you would consider
Fire
this
Spirits
as a tougher challenge for the Bear.
Yeah, besides the Night Stalker. The Night Stalker was very difficult for him in that last game, but the attention from the Night Stalker was on the Puck. This one, I think more attention is going to be put on this Ursa in terms of just naturally inside of the fights. The stomps, the Shadow Strikes from the Queen of Pain, Trap Silence from a Templar Assassin, let's say mid-game. So we'll see how that adjustment comes out. And speaking of the Shadow Striking in the mid lane, right now no one having a pretty great time in the mid lane. 13-8.
A lot of denies in bottom lane. First blood's going to be found here by the two of them, DM and 9 class. That's a rough one.
Yeah, this lane in particular is way harder. The Night Stalker plus the Monkey King lane is a passive farm style lane. This is an oppressive lane that is going to try to constantly kill you. And Phoenix, if he gets off to a hot start, can be one of the more oppressive 3-position heroes as we see in
I mean, that's the thing, right?
33.
Because in this lane, as long as DM has dive up, he's never going to die against his Nature's Prophet and Ursa duo, right?
No, unless there's a third hero, right, that rotates in. But I don't think Schofield can really leave too much. He has to stay top since he wants to make sure that he can give his Mars something, because that's a hard lane for the Mars playing versus the ET. ET can constantly set up kills onto you.
And we saw last game, obviously, you're very much a fan of them finding a way to get the Lifestealer in as the carry pick. This time round, getting that TA here for Satanic, another one of his, his strongest heroes in the carry position. They're going to be feeling pretty good about getting that through this game, right?
For sure. It gives them so much hybrid damage. Now they have so much physical. They also have a ton of magical. And they have ET, which just loves to have this type of hero that thrives off of that extra minus armor, too. Definitely looks strong. For most teams, I mean, not everybody picking the TA, but again, it gives you, map control, vision control.
Another kill here for the two of them.
Yuma, the earn charges, giving up kills is dangerous here.
It's going to get just tougher and tougher for Yuma, really, to survive through this laning stage. I mean, they're going to have to bring out a lot of regen. I mean, how do they sort of keep him in a position to farm down here?
He might just die, honestly. It's very likely he might just die almost immediately. DM, if he lands even an earn on him, might just be the kill.
Armor Spring. He's able to dodge it there with the Earth Shot. But yeah, this is not a fun spot to be in if you're the Ursa.
He's going to have to spend a lot of money on regen, so he even buys his own salve. They've got an early bracer that he goes to try to withstand some of that pressure. But yeah, it feels like this is going to be very sad for Yuma in terms of this laning phase. Gets his salve canceled immediately from the Urn too, and instant Fire Spirits.
DM ready to just push the hero to the limits and gets him with the dive as well. Boundless is there. Yuma should be all right this time.
Can they turn it?
See if they can get the swipe stacked up on a 9-class Sprout to block him off. Yuma's got to be careful.
Fire
the Spirit connects, and that's going to allow 9-class to just trade back with him and survive. He gets away.
Another one.
Oh, this bottom lane, it's painful to watch, but this is getting nasty.
This can actually be the big problem with picking something like NP5, the greediness in the lane, but it's mostly just this Phoenix, how oppressive the hero can be. Ursa walks up, eats multiple Fire Spirits. They have another Urn charge immediately, so they can look to continue this pressure.
I mean, and as you said as well, that it's just difficult really for Schofield to leave sort of the top to be here.
He might have to, honestly. Like, this is disastrous.
Jungles, he's tried for this play to see if he could kind of catch 9-class backing off, but now he's going to die for it, so it's just going to be another kill for DM now dominating. 5 minutes in, 4 kills here on the Phoenix.
This is really problematic. You have to do something to fix this. DM is going to have the earliest Spirit Vessel of ever, maybe. Definitely the tournament, but he's pretty close to having it already. About 700 off, and he's buying small items in between. It's a really good Vessel game, too, whenever you're playing versus something.
Here's Schofield heading down to at least provide some sort of extra presence for Yuma.
You have to.
What they can do, they get the Nightmare drag back, but he has got the dive up, DM. And 9-class is here ready to help out, so DM should be able to step away. They'll throw down a blood grenade, but TPs are coming in. Heroic, they're not getting a kill out of this. They have to back off.
No one will cancel the TP, but they do get the rune as well, so Ducalos was able to take that one away from Analog. All 3 lanes
and look
going
at this
beautifully
mid lane.
for P-Vision.
20 denies here from no one against Analog's SF. That's pretty crazy, because out of all the heroes, you don't normally expect to be able to get that many denies against an SF.
An unbelievable start for the side of P-Vision.
Yeah, this is getting crazy.
You see, I mean, Schofield, as you said, he's looking to make some adaptations, looking to adjust somehow, but even with the 3 heroes down here, Owen, this is not an easy way to push DM out of the lane.
Look at this as well. We're 6.5 minutes in. Satanic, he has double the CS of Yuma's Ursa.
Oh, in this game, it's rough at the start here, and we'll see how Heroic can look to adapt things. Even when the problem is, too, is their mid laner is having such a hard time. Usually what happens is, okay, our mid can try to tempo control and adapt and make things look bad for us, but he's going to also having big problems in that mid lane, a catapult wave even.
And I don't think Schofield's going to get away with this, unless he can you make some sort of play with the Nightmare to secure
this? You can sleep
this?
them out of it and pull them away. Let's see if he can.
He might just, okay, he's going to show himself.
He did it.
Oh, there we go, easy.
He did it the perfect way.
A little bit of something, but he doesn't have a TP, so he's going to just have to try and walk back to safety.
Looks like he will be able to get away with that one. So at least one thing going the way of Heroic.
It's the best thing that's happened for them so far this game. It's a tough one here.
Yeah, their Ursa is already having to hit jungle creeps. SF as well, also having to hit jungle. It's pre-8 minutes and they're getting pushed out of their lane. It's a level 4 Ursa, and
yeah, I guess just having sort of this mid SF and this safe lane Ursa, they both need a lot of time, a lot of space to fall back, hit the jungle creeps. Like, Who's going to make moves on Heroic? Who's going to be able to do anything anytime soon against P-Vision?
It's gonna be strictly Whisper, and when Requiem is up, it feels like, right? Okay. And that feels pretty difficult to play against this type of draft from P-Vision. DM, he's got Vessel. It's done. Level 6 also finished up too, so he's going to look to probably pressure this tower here. And cool to see that he goes for this aggressive build on DM also, not the Dominator, right? In a lot of games, maybe we've seen Dominator picked up even on Phoenix, but this one he knows he can just crush. He can really crush the whole game with this type of start.
I mean, just looking again at the denies, this has to be one of the highest sort of collective amount of team denies that's in the first 8 minutes of a game, right? Now, 8 minutes in, do you ever really see a team have, like, I can't do the quick maths, but it's something like 60 denies across all lanes just 8 minutes in?
Rare to see it at the International in particular, right? Sometimes we do see it in some other tournaments when a team is just outskilled, but yeah, this is pretty crazy so far from P-Vision.
See how much you can make them work for it. Stomp's going to connect.
It'll be annoying to chase him. They'll have to save the Boundless to be able to stop his TP, and it looks like Schofield's going to make him work for it for a long time here.
I mean, he still doesn't have a TP.
True.
So he's
just
he's going to try and, sort of live his best life here, just trying to be a nuisance.
Just do they even want to call for anyone else to gank this is the question. Maybe Nightclass just follows him.
I think so, because 9class is like, well, my cores are kind of dumpstering all the lanes, so I don't need to be anywhere else. I could go for a little walk around the forest with you.
Yeah, why not?
I'm just going to chase him down.
Dragging multiple waves. Eventually, though, how does Schofield get out of this? We'll have to see. No one matching versus Analog. Analog with this haste rune feels safe to play aggressive forward here.
Oh.
Okay.
Got your tree.
Here comes no one. Good old Schofield.
Will ultimately end in his death. No one able to get the money from that one.
Well, at least he's being annoying.
It's going to come in. He's got the arena set up. Into the spam with the Nature's Wrath burst. They're able to take him down before he gets any sort of chance of popping a supernova. So
nicely done.
First kill for Heroic themselves to get here in this game too, and it's a nice one.
They got to start doing things like this, right? Being a little more chaotic, as we said, even in that last game in particular. KJ, even though the lane went horrible for him, he's actually getting closer and closer toward his Vessel on this Nature's Prophet also. So slight little moves are at least recovering the overall game state a bit here, but for Yuma in particular, he still is incredibly slowed down. And the pressure on mid lane, shield rune on no one.
P-Vision definitely not afraid of going for a bit of a dive. Schofield and Analog.
Nightclass is giving the scout. Catapult is coming in as well too, so the pressure's on the tower.
Yeah, they're just going to go for the dive onto Schofield. Analog's around. Does he want to show himself to try and help? He'll get the deny. Easy.
There you go. Tower, though, will inevitably fall, but at the least they prevent a bit of extra gold going the way of no one. Satanic, though, has been left completely alone, Owen. Level 9 Templar Assassin.
Absolute free farm.
Versus the Ursa, who has not only half CS, but 3 levels behind as well. And the question is, how do you pressure the Templar Assassin with this type of draft, right? It's probably just wait until you hit these timings, in particular on like the Nature's Prophet.
Sure, but
who actually kills a TA?
They just don't, right? It was one of those drafts that this TA comes through last, and unless you're able to sort of just crush them and push them back out of the lane, the overall game state it's not going to be fun.
No, like later stages, sure, they'll have options to be able to kill the TA perhaps, but in this early, maybe in the next like 10 minutes or so, it's going to be very difficult for them to deal with Satanic. Tower will fall. 9class getting closer and closer to his Dominator. DM will even give him some of that extra farm to have it finished early. And this is cool if DM goes this build also. Do want to keep, because it's a bit of an adaptation. I keep saying this word, but whatever. He's changing his build up quite a bit than we've seen from DM, usually just the straight Dominators. If he goes Vessel bots, that means we want to destroy this map.
I like it, yeah. He's got the levels. You know, he's got that quick, fast item timing on the Vessel. So if he can continue to just be in any sort of fight that happens, you know, best of luck to Heroic in those team fight situations, because this Phoenix turning up is going to be a huge issue for them.
Yeah, it looks like the name of the game for Heroic is just farm and try to recover for now as King Jungles. It's getting closer and closer to that Vessel, as we were mentioning. Analog needs as much protection as possible.
Now they're going to be able to secure another power rune, arcane rune for no one ready for the next move.
It's such early 2 T1s dropping for the side of Heroic that just, limited places for them to really move outside, as we see. They're going to smoke up. There is the grip now available for Schofield.
They've got to find something with this.
A grip into a Requiem. Who are they going to get?
A DM would be a nice one to find. if they don't, I mean, he's relatively low at the moment, so yeah, a grip and a Requiem would absolutely do it.
Yeah, they did see him on that ward too.
Can Schofield get the grab? The problem is 9 Class is ready with a Boundless Strike to put a stop to it. And there it is, puts a stop to the grip straight away. DM's able to dive out, now he's ready to turn with the Vessel and Spirits thrown down onto Schofield.
Things are awkward immediately.
They absolutely are. Yuma's going to watch from the side. They get a few raises in onto 9 Class. Will be able to kill off the Monkey King. So a 1-for-1 trade, not the worst thing to take in sort of the state that Heroic's in right now.
All right, it looks like KJ's plan of the game is, or King Jungle's, I should say, sorry, I keep saying KJ, is also disrupt and block. Look at the sentries he's placed top now. So looking to prevent that farm speed from Satanic, as we did see 9 Class doing that last game. Now it's the Nature's Prophet sending these treants in and also just blocking the camps to slow down the TA.
Top. There's the setup, and with the bots online, we're going to see DM ready to join as well. Dives forward, Whisper surrounded.
I'm a big fan of these bots. This could be really interesting. With this type of advantage that they get, he's going to be everywhere.
Yeah.
And how do you deal with the Phoenix this early in the game? No one can kill the Egg in particular. Ursa is not going to want to show up to hit that. And he does so much damage early on here.
Definitely not the sort of build you necessarily go for if you're having kind of an even time out the lane, but definitely DM just identifying I'm ahead.
Yep.
I'm going to be able to absolutely snowball the game with what is going to almost certainly be one of the quickest bots timings you'll see on a Phoenix build, getting that pre-14 minutes after that Spirit Vessel.
And he's going Veil as well too, which helps with this Queen of Pain, helps with the ET as well, so yeah, cool stuff we're seeing coming in as Schofield again.
Cut the tree. But he's not getting out alive, Schofield.
On the other side, Whisper will get the catch onto Ducalis. We'll be able to finish him off.
That's something. I'll say what they can get right now, Heroic.
But they did lose their Shrine. I believe Ducalis was able to steal that one before he did get caught out. No one lingering up top here. Has the Blade Mail finished up.
He's got Sonic Wave ready to play with.
Good look for Whisper here. Whisper does have this Sentry Ward. He will be protected. And Whisper is going for the catching build, rather than I believe it was Winter who was saying that maybe he would want to see something like a pipe build come out. Not going to be the case here from Whisper. So looking more about just playing around the team fights and get the catch for either the Quap or the Phoenix. So just a different approach. Dominator's done. Let's see what 9 Class is going to be able to do with that one. How much he disrupts the farm. We've seen so much.
Battle Fury online now for Yuma, so might be able to start closing a little bit of that gap against Satanic, but unless they find some action for him to be all involved in, it's probably unlikely just due to how far ahead Satanic is in farm. 8,600 net worth, over about 2,500 ahead still of that of Yuma's Ursa.
A decent recovery, though. It could have been way worse if he did die in extra time or if they were able to actually stalk him in the jungles. This, you know, it's not great by any means on this Battle Fury Ursa, but in terms of what he was against, not too shabby. 5K lead, though. Similar to last time, P-Vision just getting that massive advantage, at least in terms of lanes. This time even more so, though. That's just fear, in particular for Analog. They're so squishy. He gets pulled back in.
They're going to let him dive forward, straight in with the Supernova. He'll try and get a Requiem off with the Sonic Wave and the burn from the Phoenix.
What a play from 9 Class. He just rippered him in. The Wildling Ripper just tornadoed him backwards, and he's just stuck in a world of hurt. I have a lot of fear for Analog in particular. I feel like his game is going to be the hardest one to actually play because he just is definitely at the whims of getting popped in this game. Yeah, they have so much burst damage.
See top, Whisper having to be cautious, at least with the Yules and the Arena up. Does have defensive measures.
Like
they do go on it.
Yuma in particular has ways to survive, right? Same thing for Whisper in these cores, but yeah, for Analog, I have a lot of worries in these next 5 to 10 minutes how he's able to just protect himself. Anything gets on top of him and he's probably just dead.
What's the next play going to be here for Heroic?
He's just going to keep tipping him. Because of the sentries, he's doing exactly that. He just sees that he's trying to potentially keep blocking that farm. That's Satanic. He asked for mercy. Still is having a pretty crazy amount of farm. 200 CS at the 16 and a 50-minute mark.
See smoke here. See if Whisper can find the setup. P-Vision not looking to be caught out by this. And maybe DM.
He's not that squishy.
And he's already away with a dive, so Whisper not able to get a chance to get his hands on him.
Even if he gets him, it's dangerous. You don't know where the ET is. You don't know where the Monkey King is. These two heroes are fantastic at stopping aggression. A Fiend's Grip comes out, a Stomp stops it. A Boundless Strike from the tree line. So you have to have quite a bit of information on Whisper if he wants to look for those plays.
Oh, for sure, yeah. And especially if you're using both the Yules and the Arena to commit. You're not getting out if they get the chance to turn on you.
Definitely not. Scan coming out. P-Vision continuing to read that map, and the growth continues to be there for them.
So we've got the smoke here from No One and Ducalis.
That's what they find.
As you say, Analog definitely the easier at the kills if he's caught out in the lane.
Yuma's he is starting to getting closer and closer, at least in terms of the cores. Slowly but surely. Again, I'm going to point out, since Purge, he'll probably maybe talk about it again, but 9class is doing the same thing. So he's sending the Dark Troll Summoner, triple skeletons, blocking camps. So again, just on top of getting extra efficiency with his farm, he's blocking efficiency of farm versus Heroic, similar as last time. 9class will be able to play around it.
Still make sure that he gets the large creep as well. Too slippery here for Schofield or Yuma to get their hands on.
Information gathered. Whenever they see Schofield, they probably just know that there's not going to be an aggressive move that comes out from Heroic. Schofield gets the catch.
The grip. And they'll be able to deal with him this time. Nice little grab there for the two of them.
Do they want to turn this into another move? Without the grip, obviously hard to look for a pick-off. Ducalis, he's trying to protect these Ancients.
Oh.
He knows.
They're going to be able to put a stop to that TP here with a stomp, so not able to block the Ancients this time around, and will end up losing his life for the attempt, King Jungles.
Fool me once, right? This time they do catch him. Third time is the charm. Ducalis is very ready for it. Prepared there with Satanic. Deso Blink is done, making the move top Whisper.
He's got to be cautious here, as P-Vision are bringing in No One as well, and DM. They're ready with the four of them. To make an aggressive move, and they'll just get in straight on top of him. Yul Scepter will buy him a moment of safety, but as soon as he comes crashing down, he's dead.
They're stalking Analog to this ward that 9class has placed down. Can he get his way out of it?
Should be fine under the tier 2. Yeah, Schofield coming in with the TP ready to keep Analog safe. But
they're accelerating things.
Yeah, they can go for this. With such quick timing on Satanic, the fact that he's got this Deso and Crystallis, they'll take this Roshan down pretty quickly.
And without Whisper being there, there is no team fight from Heroic possible. And this is before 20 minutes, so they can get this Rosh and then go Tormentor. Usually what happens in a lot of these games is you have to pick and choose which one you want to go for.
They're going to get a bit of cold feet, though. They don't want to commit for the Roshan completely.
It is going to shift toward the bottom side, so maybe they just make their move down there.
Yeah, that's true. A bit off with the timing, so we'll have to regroup on the bottom. Satanic, he does have a TP ready if he wants to switch down to that side of the map.
Heroic, I feel like they have to go
twin
for
game.
I feel like they have to kind of go for this check. You need to at least go with Whisper and with Analog to potentially set up. Because you have yet to get a Requiem. I mean, you've yet to have anything really from Analog together.
Satanic able to, of course, solo the Tormentor, get the shard secured nice and early this game for 9class.
The moves of efficiency just continue being there.
Let's go for the Whisper. They're looking for No One. Look at the Yule set up into the spear. Requiem to follow up, but it's going on the side. They've got the lockdown, though, with the Fiend script, so the job will still be a successful one.
Whew, that was almost awkward. If he gets stomped there on Schofield, might actually end up surviving on No One. Should be able to turn this into a tower, too, so first aggressive move that feels like it's actually gone Heroic's way.
And at least setting up the game for a position where Heroic, they can maybe start to look towards the Roche themselves. Supernova's going to be used as well pretty early, so Heroic, they can kite that out and maybe look to continue to try and push for this now, knowing that Supernova's on cooldown.
Too hard versus ET. ET's the king of the pit. And Monkey King, too, actually. These two heroes are two of the best in terms of just preventing someone from getting inside of there.
I mean, at the least, they're going to want to make sure that they don't allow P-Vision to get into the pit for free, surely.
It does feel like they have to fight around there, but they don't have Requiem, and so I don't know if they actually can. We'll see what the move's going to be. As 9class, he's keeping the creep in that sneaky spot. So we'll be able to scout that Roche. And yeah, it looks like P-Vision will be able to get away with it.
Yeah, you're right. They feel that they can't do anything to stop them now.
I think it's just too dangerous versus the ET and Monkey. Even if you had a bit of a window there with the Quap killed, it's too risky.
So there we have it. Aegis for Satanic.
Terrifying.
He continues to just tower ahead of anyone in terms of net worth this game. Daedalus
Full
done.
Daedalus.
22 minutes in. I mean, he's going to start two-shotting some of these heroes.
Whisper. We'll be able to get the TP out. No secondary cancel, as we saw there. Yeah, he's going to start two-shotting heroes, and he's going to get closer and closer toward that shard, which is also very devastating to play against. As something like Bane or even Ursa, just these little silences can be very disruptive. Heroic. Looks like they're attempting to mount a defense down here. Schofield.
King Jungle's even looking for aggressive TPs here.
That would be...
Well, at least teasing them.
Aggressive.
At least with the BKB online for Yuma, he'll be in a bit of a better shape to turn up and maybe give you a chance to threaten the egg if DM does try and commit with a supernova. Full Shiva's online now as well for DM. These fast starting timings continuing from him on the Phoenix.
Team fights just continue to look way too difficult for Heroic, just needing to buy more time. Like you said, the BKB's done for Yuma. He has a lot of protection. Analog needs his desperately next, and he is actually pretty close. There is a good amount of spells, of course, that are going to be going right through that BKB, pretty much everything, but it does feel like it's a necessary tool that he needs anyway. He actually can die so fast through this BKB versus TA, versus Phoenix, versus the Quapple, everything, really. Splitter. Positioning is going to have to be absolutely perfect from Heroic in this next upcoming situation.
Here they come, P-Vision. Heroic should be pretty aware. I mean, you can see the setup here from Whisper. Gets the spear in onto Satanic towards the top of the refractions, up allowing him to blink out. And Whisper, he's probably going to die for that. As the setup's there, no one jumps forward. They catch the Bane off to the side of the tower on top of that. And they'll be able to keep this push going.
It's clinical from P-Vision so far this game. Yes, they've hemorrhaged a couple kills here and there, but overall, every move is really hitting his top also. KJ.
9 class. And on top of him. Has he got any way to play his way out of this one? He's going to try and stand his ground and fight back, but 9 class able to jump away with the shard.
No TPs available for the team. Buying a Yules, so as we, there was some limited extra stuns, so it does want that secondary one besides that Boundless to hunt targets. 10k lead continues to grow.
P-Vision, they had a pretty good hold on the majority of game 1. This game 2, that hold honestly looking even tighter here. 24 minutes in. Everything looking up right now for P-Vision.
Everything looking up, and even for Yuma this game, right? Yes, he's recovering, but it still is a very difficult spot that he's been put in this one. Playing versus that TA, always not even the easiest target to burst down and overpower in particular, if he does have it the fraction.
Focus towards the top lane now.
Looking to set up because they have this deep vision.
They're going to try and get the jump on Satanic. They get the spear connection, but no one's ready to back him up. Satanic falling low, but the stun comes in on towards Yuma. Yuma pops the BKB. Will be able to take Satanic down once, but it costs Yuma his life. Whisper also likely to fall as the dagger gets thrown out. Schofield gets burst by the final touch from Satanic. And indeed, Analog, he's just got a BKB and run.
His first BKB usage, and he's getting body blocked.
Indeed, looking for the body blocks, buying time for 9 class closing. He has the Requiem to push them back, but still getting slowed down. Boundless is in. Heroic lose a 4th. P-Vision just playing with their food now.
Pretty much a perfect fight from P-Vision. As the Aegis is almost going away is when they make the move onto Satanic, and it isn't even close. Heroic gets destroyed there. P-Vision, they're making it look easy, Owen. Another move, KJ, he's spotted as well.
9 class. Drop the Wukong's command. Satanic ready to bring in that extra bit of damage. Tries to finish off, in fact, with style. They're looking for that side blade off the trap. Styling on the back. Just the net worth on the TA looks ridiculous.
Yeah.
Closing in on 20k net worth here, just 26 minutes in.
It's just such impressive gameplay from P-Vision this time around. Yes, last one they had this economy war that they were just constantly winning. This one, it's not just economy war.
No.
They're just finding kills everywhere, and there's pretty much no moves that Heroic can actually find hitting because of how commanding that early game really was from P-Vision. This Phoenix pick, it's been absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, they crushed that bottom lane so hard.
Yep.
And DM knew exactly what to do with that sort of stuff.
Yep. All 3 cores are having a pretty much flawless game from the side of P-Vision.
Another tower taken. As the map just getting completely taken away from Heroic.
And poor Analog having one of the rougher games possible here on the Shadow Fiend. Shows up with his first BKB usage and just dies immediately. Has only really found one connection with his Requiem.
Yuma and Schofield. Maybe seeing if they ever do catch anyone out alone. 9 class, though, is going to start to get some information if he swings by.
Hey, look how quick he's able to just scout them out.
And DM's TPing over as well. 9 class just ready. He's just ready to go in on them. Start dancing around them with the Boundless Strikes to the Primal Springs. TP's coming back in for P-Vision. Heroic, they've got to try and get out of here.
Yuma has to just TP.
He'll get away, but Schofield, it's not going to be as lucky. As a DM and 9 class will claim another.
This Monkey King is so annoying to play against. He just gives such good information, and they can't stop him. Even though they have the Bane with the potential instant disables, he just jumps up on the tree almost immediately. Constantly limiting the map of Heroic. And a trap also, right? As we said, P-Vision loves to play vision games. There's troll summoners scouting out waves. There's TA traps scouting out movements as well. They have exact information of where everybody is. Analog walked on top of a trap twice. They have deep vision in the jungle as well. So just keeping tabs of pretty much everything that they need to. Full ags now for no one. Finished up. Just limited moves that Heroic can really do. Falling further and further and further behind.
So maybe when they've sort of got that BKB online for Whisper as well, they can try and bring everything together for some sort of arena Requiem play.
They'll be able to get their spells off, but the question will also be then, do they even have damage, right? They'll have these defensive plays to at least work around, but might not be enough with this deficit that they're at. They're gonna smoke. This is pre-BKB on Whisper. See what they can find. Because they're getting outplayed, outmaneuvered, out everything. So it feels like they do have to get something. Because in terms of just if this game continues with this grasp, it doesn't feel like it's going anywhere in their favor on Heroic. P-Vision. Smoking up. Satanic in the mid lane.
Will be a huge catch, but such a hard one to get, especially with this tier 1 tower still up for potential TPs in. And they don't quite get the angle in time. Satanic's already out of there, and P-Vision, they've got their sights set first on King Jungles.
Another kill for 9 class, another scout.
Can a Heroic maybe find someone splitting off from the back lines? It doesn't look like it.
P-Vision not giving them the opportunities. Even with this deep vision they've placed, they've had it up for about 2 minutes or so. Nobody's been in that area to get caught. If anything, it's just a Monkey King jumping around that does go in that area.
Nine class pretty much with his own BKB online, coming out ready for the next team fight. So even if they do kind of land these combos, even the supports of P-Vision are unlikely to be dying to it.
Yeah, Ducalis shouldn't get caught inside of it, right, as an ET, and then the Monkey King can just BKB and absorb the entire Requiem as well. Game continues to just, feels harder and harder. Yuma, he truly has his work cut out for him this time.
I mean, who's he ideally looking to jump in these team fights? You know, like what is he waiting to see, do you imagine?
They just need to get the spear connection and just kill. Honestly, they do have the shard right on the Mars as well, so
cool. Look at that.
He needs to just cleave and cover both targets.
The heat map there of 9 classes Monkey King.
He's just getting full information. Yeah. It might be something teams have to look at to get rid of, because it's just it feels like it's his best hero right now as well.
So they get the jump on Whisper. Talk about 9 class picks up another.
He was just bottom. He was just in the bottom jungle and he appears there already. Oh my god.
Nearly got a chance to put a stop to that TP out. Analog lucky to get away.
Hey, look at the pace that he can just cross the map. It's like it's faster than a Nature's Prophet teleporting in terms of cooldown, right? The MP can only TP once every so often. He can truly stalk them pretty beautifully. So difficult for Heroic to get out and find that fight. I mean, even if they do find the fight now at this point, the deficit, as we've said, it's getting to be too commanding.
Yeah, they're just not getting anywhere near enough out of the map on their side. Heroic.
Hey, P-Vision just playing it so clean. Satanic goes, gets another Tormentor while his team is farming the map, and it just continues to grow and grow and grow this lead.
He's more than happy to keep farming.
Yep.
307, coming up to 500 CS here, 31 minutes in. They haven't been able to kill him, and it's pretty hard to sort of foresee a situation in which this TA can actually die.
King Jungles immediately has to TP out. Yep, they'll have to expend literally everything, right? And even then, might just end up surviving. See the Aeon disc picked up from DM, a couple moments ago too, so yeah, I don't know. You were mentioning which targets do you focus fire? I don't know who you can actually just insta-kill. The Queen of Pain, I guess, but...
Yeah, it feels like, at this point with how tanky they are, you need kind of like the 2 rounds of the overpower to be able to kill anyone.
No, absolutely.
King Jungles, he tries to go to take away the amplified damage room, but no one's in with the blink first and picks it up for himself. Does give them the chance to get the grip off into the Rec Room. That's no one dead. Now, can Heroic get away with this? Schofield burnt down, caught out by the Boundless Strike.
So I'm definitely still able to get the co-op, especially pre-BKB. So a nice little grip angle that they're able to at the least find there. It's something. They need anything they can get at this point.
Another Roshan likely to be gotten here by P-Vision, unless Heroic want to make some sort of crazy play here with the 4 of them.
They used Requiem. They still have Arena. Let's see if they can get any type of steal
King
potentially.
Jungles is going to go for the TPN. Satanic jumps straight away over towards Yuma. Yuma, he's in with the bash on towards Satanic, and now he has to back out.
That's
BKB in range coming to an end. Yuma's got a run. Look at this range, and they're just able to snipe him here. Satanic hitting him with that extended range he gets with the Hurricane Pike active, and now ready to go for more. They've got the ult set up onto the analog. Absolutely smashed to bits there by Dekalis with the ult.
Just picture perfect gameplay. P-Vision ready for every single move. Queen of Pain gonna be respawning soon, but they didn't even need him. Satanic just doing it on his own there with that silence from the trap. And the Roche, very dead. He is about to hit 25. Oh, and it's only 33 minutes in.
And 9 class, he's got vision on towards Whisper.
Spear off the mark.
It is indeed. So 9 class having to jump forward. Might be able to force out a BKB from Whisper. He's going to go for the blink TP, and it will work out.
Nicely done. At least survives. But Roche will fall. Satanic. Yeah, about to hit 25. The lead is getting pretty ridiculous. Just continues to grow every second. Every single minute, it just goes even further and further up. Up to that 26K. Luxury items now starting to come in. No one, maybe an Octarine he can give himself if he'd like to. And for Heroic, I mean, their growth just completely got stagnated as well. Even just matching any type of farm, the Ursa and the SF dead for 60 seconds. P-Vision catapults forward even more. King Jungles will continue to be very annoying, as we see with his Treants, denying runes, but heroes are just dying.
Yeah, Satanic just cutting them down with the side blades.
It's a painful one, Owen. It truly is for Heroic.
At least they were sort of able to hold on a little longer than the game 1, but this game 2...
It's been way, way more brutal.
Yeah, this has not been a great one here for Heroic. Is there any sort of positive for them on a high ground defense with their lineup?
The spear back plays, right? The potential, and maybe like a sleep nightmare save on somebody, but their damage is just starting to become way too limited, Owen. All 3 cores continue to scale. Their Monkey King is a core, as we mentioned him even from that last game also.
It's got to be careful of jumping forward. The Glimmer to get Whisper away. And they do catch no one.
So again, they will find him.
And they get out as well, so I believe they were going for that sort of smoke play to find a pick off on the back lines, and they do get a pretty big kill. You know, taking no one at least out of the game for a minute. We'll give them a little bit more, 1 minute more of breathing room.
Yep, some sneaky little plays coming in. That's the Abyssal Blade plus the Requiem does find him.
King Jungle's just finding what he can out on the map. And even with no one dead, P-Vision, obviously with this incredible lead that they have, won't be afraid of looking for further action. Satanic continues to sit quite comfortably outside of the base of Heroic.
If anyone shows, can very likely get brought down. King Jungles will kill a courier, but that may just prove his demise.
Certainly looks to no way out of this one here for the Nature's Prophet. Another one for 9 class.
Trying his best to force them out of the base. Satanic, he's in bottom. Whisper.
Again, just the damage coming in. Whisper can't surely survive this. The last few hits. All that miss will allow him to live.
What was that? 2 misses at 2 or 3 misses at the least.
Yeah, lucky to get out of that one alive, Whisper. Still the tier 3. That's not going to be able to escape the damage of Satanic. The barracks as well in trouble as he takes out the range rack's bottom.
Right when the double catapults were coming in too, easily able to bring that one down.
9 class. He's got eyes up top, and Analog BKB still on cooldown for 4 seconds.
Oh, 9 class is doing this on his own.
He's going to have it up now, and we'll be able to go for the BKB TP out. So that BKB coming up just in time.
But Whisper, oh, he did show this time, and this time he did not get the chance for those misses.
Satanic can just get back on with the push. They do get in with the Abyssal and the Sleep drag back, but Analog, he can jump, and he's got the Requiem in position. The Refraction's out, but the Abyssal and the swipes are there. They take Satanic out once. Can they do it again? DM's ready to back him up. Moves in here with the Sunray. Blink out for Satanic. He's out to safety. King Jungles will fall. Whisper having to put the BKB and run. Schofield glimmered up. 9 class ready to continue to chase him down though into the base. Spirit Vessel charge thrown down upon him. 9 class commits with the BKB again. Another kill there with the side blades off the traps from Satanic, getting the double. and he's ready to look for more. Jumps in, you'll step to it by a moment of safety for Whisper, but the Sonic Wave's waiting for him on the way back down. Another kill for P-Vision as they move straight over towards the mid.
Satanic is having a field day of a game. How many side trap kills now? I think that's the second or third that he's gone for. 80 seconds, no Whisper. That's their whole team fight, Owen.
Yeah, look at the GPM as well. 939 GPM here, 37 minutes in for Satanic.
He might be breaking some records.
Yeah, I was going to say.
1200 XPM as well. Absolutely insane.
He's making this game look very, very easy.
That just might be it, Owen.
No Whisper for a full minute. A crucial part of their hopes of sort of dragging someone back into the fountain with a spear.
They just can't touch this TA. What a game from P-Vision. Never let there be any hope for Heroic, it feels like.
Yeah, they played a little slower in game one, but this game two, they're just coming all guns are blazing, and they've looked fantastic.
Yeah, they'll tip King Jungles because he's been very annoying trying to buy time overall for his team, but overall P-Vision is still just thriving.
Schofield will live for now. 30 seconds until they've got the full lineup back up.
It's mega creeps coming in already at this point.
Tier 4's to fall, Ancient exposed. They're ready to close this up and move on here, P-Vision. Heroic, have they got one more sort of attempt here up their sleeve? The Ancient are half out, they're going to make the jump. Coming in with the Abyss on the red grid. Tank's already able to get the BKB off. Turns towards Yuma, takes the bear down, looks towards Analog. Double kill for Satanic as this game, this series is over. GG is called. P-Vision will take this one 2-0 today against Heroic.
And this one in a true Game and Tears shellacking, as Shannon would say. Absolutely stomped it. The lane's out of control. Like you said, I think, what, 60 denies in the laning phase across the 3 lanes.
You don't see that. As you see, you don't see that at TI. Just a huge mismatch of sort of performance in this game too. Very apparent.
And just beautiful draft and beautiful gameplay. This time with a more oppressive style. You know, they didn't go for the Dominator on the Phoenix, but you could see the style that he wanted to do. Vessel into bots, constrict the map, and pretty much from 10 minutes onward, it did feel very, very difficult, if not impossible for Heroic. Yeah, this was just beautiful gameplay from P-Vision.
Yeah, getting that TA in for sure. You know, Satanic, as I said, he made that one look pretty easy. Getting close up towards the 1,000 GPM.
Unreal.
By the end of this game on the TA. Just feels like something you can't let him get through as that last pick, especially if you just don't have the tools to deal with him. Because they really didn't. They couldn't touch this TA.
Yeah, I mean, in the end of the day, right, it ends up being them losing all 3 lanes, and the game does snowball massively out of control off that. But also P-Vision they're just showing so much of how to control tempo, control economy, and just keep it a lead, right? That last game too, 6K lead pre-10, this one even more so. But yeah, a very impressive showing coming in from them. And Heroic gonna have to make some big adaptations, and other teams maybe having to make some adaptations of how they want to draft for P-Vision.
I think
because
so,
this Monkey King is
9 classes.
very problematic.
It's almost sort of like, what do you even do when he gets his hands on a hero like the Monkey King? He just seems so comfortable and just providing so much for the team, information and just offensive-wise, you know, ends up with an incredible KDA on this Monkey King. And it's just the perfect sort of support for him to turn into that additional carry.
Very true.
You know, with the way that he's playing, he's always going to get the chance to get these Scardies, get these Diffusals, and just become an absolute nightmare to deal with at all stages of the game.
Yeah, just incredibly oppressive, but also gets a ton of gold and farm as well too, and also constricting the farm of the enemy team, as we see there with the Dominator micro that he's done multiple times now. What a game.
And no one right on the mid, looking terrifying on the main stage. The amount of denies he was getting in this matchup against Analog, he absolutely crushed him. I mean, this sort of level of performances that we're seeing from P-Vision, I think this is definitely what kind of coming into the road to the TI, into TI, is what people were expecting from this squad. We've seen this level of play from them throughout the season. We know they can bring it out when it matters the most.
Yep, they are absolutely terrifying in multiple different play styles, as we see now. This is a team that, everyone knows they have to watch out so much for.
Yeah, well, as you say, Heroic, we'll see how they're able to pick themselves back up down in the lower bracket, but P-Vision moving forward, teams have really got to be prepared with how to sort of take away some of these crazy heroes they get. And in terms of play, I mean, if you're playing against P-Vision, where is their weak point? You know, where do you have to look?
That's got to be the question, right? The coach has got to get that digging in there onto those stats, watching the map, watching anything, because, as we said, multiple different styles that P-Vision has brought.
Yeah, absolutely. Both of these games maintaining such a lead. Game 2, as we saw, just able to sort of get it to a point where it looked impossible, any chance of a comeback. We saw them make a couple of smoke plays on Heroic to kind of catch no one off by surprise, but A very tough series today here for Heroic and a smooth one from P-Vision. And I believe we're going to be able to head over to have some words from Ducalis after that 2-0.
Yes, thank you, chaps. Tremendous cast as ever. Ducalis, that game 2 was one hell of a victory. How much of the preparation before this main stage of the event was dedicated to studying Heroic?
We chilled one day, then played 2 day scrims, tested some new heroes. We didn't show it yet, but we'll see.
Fantastic. And 9 class, I feel, did an awful lot, and always does do an awful lot for your team, causing chaos all over the map. Do you guys actually have a plan for him, or do you just say to him, just do your thing?
Usually we just say him, do whatever you want, and we're gonna win because you're doing too much chaos. And it's really hard for enemies to understand what he's doing, because every game he can do like different stuff. It's a chaos. You cannot counter it.
Indeed, it's almost impossible, it seems. One of the things I noticed, Heroic were known for playing very fast Dota in the group stages, or the Road to TI, I should say. Was the Night Stalker a response to that in Game 1, just shut down that fast play style of theirs?
Yeah, I think they was very afraid to play, and when they 16-17 Puck, they thought like it's free game for Puck, because we didn't play NS. And we pick NS, he is already afraid to play, he needs to buy 4 stuff. After 4 stuff he bought Octarine, I guess, and it's like, he bought Dagger, but still, like, it's super bad build. Yeah.
A very tough game for him. It's your first international, obviously 9 class and Satanic as well. How are you guys enjoying it so far?
We're enjoying every moment because it's really fun to play in front of crowd. Not much tournaments. We right now play in front of crowd, so we are really cheerful for everyone who came here to watch our games, to cheer for us. So thank you, guys.
There you go. Let's hear a cheer for Ducalis. Congratulations. We look forward to seeing you the rest of the tournament. Over to the panel.
Thank you so much, Ducalis. And period. He's talking about it. There's not a lot of crowds these days, but chances to play in front of it. He's soaking up every moment and going through in the upper bracket winter. I mean, that's the best place to be when you're playing in front of a crowd.
Yeah, I mean, it's every player's dream, you know, playing in front of a crowd, playing at TI main event. Everyone gets to showcase their star hero, you know, signature hero, and win the game.
Or potentially, you know, show people that there's more heroes Lacoste that they're going to bring out.
That's terrifying.
Apparently, they're scrimming with even more heroes.
Oh, this team is super well prepared when it comes down to some secret strategies that they're going to be running, because they have way too much. Like, they had do so much preparation, and we can see the new tech coming out, especially with this Monkey King Dominator. It feels way too, like, it does so many things on the map. You can kind of be annoying on 2 different sides of the map. Like, it's
I mean,
like,
when you say Dominic, they are one of the teams that benefited the most with how the pub games got, you know, got turned off from public. So they were able to develop a lot of very different strategies from everyone else.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I felt like Game 1 that Monkey King may have been something that they just like kind of flexed to 9 class because it looked good for that game. But then the more that we saw it, Game 1 and Game 2, I'm realizing this is something that they simply think is really good. I thought Monkey with the Simeon Stride facet being nerfed wasn't good because you needed levels, but with the Dom, it's like it's worth getting him to level 8 to get the max level jump, because the amount that you can do on the map, I agree. I don't know how you deal with that. And the fact that they have more in the tank that they haven't shown other than this is kind of crazy.
Yeah, the Monkey King was a big one. They just kind of let 9 class go, but I wouldn't say he was necessarily like the shining moment here, Winter, at all. It felt like, yes, it was in the off lane, but it felt more for that off lane Phoenix. DM on the Phoenix was amazing, phenomenal start to end.
I mean, again, you know, I just want to reiterate what I said before in the previous game, where they shouldn't be too focused on this position for Monkey King. They instead have to really build on their draft and make sure they have a playable draft. Like this game, I felt like the last pick kind of didn't really work with the whole draft that Heroic had. They went, in my opinion, too greedy, and they didn't really have lanes that were playable. You know, it's just very, very hard if you don't do well in your lanes. At least one of your lanes have to be okay, you know. But all 3 lanes kind of have very, very bad matchups, and it wasn't even them playing bad. You know, it's just the matchup was very difficult for them to play.
It was an interesting pick, you know. We were talking about Snap as a potential counter to Phoenix. Like, they did need something to kill the egg. They identified that. Ursa was the answer, but when you're playing into an off-lane Phoenix, this hero destroys melee heroes in lane. Even if it's an Ursa that can counter the egg eventually, like, you don't get to that point in the game where you can counter the egg. He's just too farmed on Phoenix.
it was very difficult for them to play that safe lane because he first got the first blood and they continued to dominate that bottom lane. It was very difficult for them to make a comeback. Ursa is also a hero that relies heavily on having a good start, so he could farm his Battle Fury. Mid lane was just disastrous. They tried to go for a couple of smoke plays. It didn't work out. And it felt like in the later stages of the game as well, they had this one big combo that they want to execute with the sleep, potentially into Requiem, or use a Fiend's Grip, Arena Spear into Requiem. Even if you use that, like later, you can't really take the fight. You also need to be aware of potential buybacks coming out. So they were really not ever putting the pressure on the map.
I mean, this is where the Snapfire would have solved some of the problem because they were so reliant on the Cause combo, the Arena and the SF ulti. The supports can't really do much after that. But if you have a Snap, maybe when you're going for those singular pickoffs, you don't really have to commit so many big spells to kill that hero. Then you can maybe take the next fight.
Yeah, well, I do want to talk about it more because you said it, Jenkins, that like Phoenix destroys melee heroes, right? But we actually want to see it. I want to show the clip because this one was brutal for anyone who might have like tuned into that last moment and missed what happened in the early phase.
Yeah, you know, there are of course these drafting issues, but also the way that P-Vision played the lanes was just beautiful. I mean, look at 9 class kiting here. Like, I think Yuma actually makes the correct decision with the Blood Grenade to go on 9 class. He was tanking tower. He had a bunch of stacks of Fury swipes. But the kiting from these two on the lane was spectacular. Like, understanding that Ursa running into the Phoenix Fire Spirits, which just came off cooldown, that they could turn that kill. Like, this was already, I think that was like the 3rd kill that they got in the lane. And it was just a dumpster fire after this point.
It wasn't just that lane that he was doing so well in and helping it as well. Later on, you see him rotate towards the mid, and Analog is caught off by surprise, and now the Phoenix is doing even more.
Yeah, I really like how DM turned a really solid laning stage into just controlling the entire game. Look at his inventory. At 15 minutes in the game, he TP's mid with Boots of Travel, Spirit Vessel, building into his Shivas. Like, this is insane. Like, legitimately, as an SF, you're like, why is there a Boots of Travel Phoenix in my lane already? Like, it doesn't feel fair. There's nothing Analog can do in this situation.
Yeah, and you can also, with these Boots of Travel, match what KJ wanted to do in his Nature's Prophet. Yeah. He was very annoying on the other side of the map, but with the Boots of Travel as well, you can always TP with the +1, make sure that you have a kill potential, because something that Phoenix does lack in the laning stage is any kind of stun. And when you're playing with Monkey King, who can use the Centaur-dominated creep or just be them himself, you can easily set things up on the other side of the map.
There's one more area we want to have a quick look at as well in this game number 2, try and wrap out this game a little bit, this series, because for Heroic, when you're behind, a lot of you are looking for fights. You want to get a pick off. You want to try and make anything happen for yourselves, but it just kind of wasn't really there, Jenkins.
Yeah, they really tried, but at a certain point, P-Vision, they grouped up all of their heroes like they had to. They put their Aegis hero in first on Satanic. We talked about the Wombo combo. They had a single Wombo combo, which was the SF Requiem and the Mars ulti. I wanted to highlight this play here in particular. Like, chasing and killing Analog there, they had no BKB piercing disables left in the tank. No one just straight up outskills and body blocks him. I love the confidence. I love the fact that we're talking about all of the other players other than no one, and then he just whips this cool play out like late in the game. You just feel this overwhelming sense of confidence from this team right now, and I think that's what you need to win a tournament like this.
Yeah, it's boding well. You came into today very strong, very gun-ho, Jenkins, about how good P-Vision are looking. Have you kind of been won over now, Winter, after seeing all these plays from game 1 where we saw Helmdom on support blocking camps to no one body blocking SF later in the game?
Yeah, definitely always felt like they're a really, really unique team and a very strong team when they're on their A game. Sometimes they kind of lose a bit of concentration or they get overconfident. You know, they tend to pick too fancy heroes, too much for my liking, and they lose some games. But now it seems like they found the right balance between being fancy and also being efficient in the game, and they are doing really, really well at the moment.
Okay, well, we're going to learn a little bit more about them, not just heroes and how they're playing on the surface level, but also getting a listen in to just exactly their team comms.
Behind down.
Question me, guys. Kill Mars.
I'm ulting.
I'm killing Ursa, guys. Ursa is dying. Ursa is dying. Why should kill Ursa?
Very well.
I'll kill Bane. I'll kill Bane.
Mars
I'll
is
kill
dead.
Bane. Kill Mars.
I'm running here. Yeah.
More.
Step.
I'm watching.
I'm looking BKB, we don't have cancel. We can. I
It's fine. No, guys.
Yes.
Okay, I'm hitting tier 2 just, guys.
Ulti?
It's fine.
He's cancelled. Guys, I will chase.
Very good. Nice. Okay, good play, boys. Good calls. We can kill top.
I think my team performance at TI so far has been, funny enough, like very bad to our standards. We won the last small online tournament before this, and we've actually crushed like everyone. And in scrims, we actually had a 80% win rate.
If I had to choose one word to describe it, it would probably be tenacious. I think it was pretty grueling for us. We had a lot of long games.
Weaver spotted, hexed up, the damage incoming. Oh, it's just too much to handle. Now Batrider lassoed too, but he's dead on our screens. Mac picks up the double kill, Malrini's in. He jumps forward, Black Hole's there, though. Catching up the Earth Spirit, down he goes.
The hardest series were, surprisingly enough, Team Nemesis, our first series. Honestly, like I don't think it's about enemies as much as about us. So I think that was the first game for us that we were like, oh, we just entered TI, like, oh, now games matter.
I think the hardest series for us was probably Tidebound, just because it came after Extreme. I think we played against Extreme and we felt like we should have won, which was like tough for us, but like it happens, and it's, you know, where it's like a group stage for a reason. And then against Tidebound, it was more like we did the same thing again, you know, and that one kind of hurt because that was a chance to get into TI, you know, and we wanted to just get there and get it over with. And then when we lost that, and then we finally had to play Spirit, and it was like, okay, we might have lost our chance, you know.
It's really sad that either one of us, like both of us, were grand finals in the last two tournaments. And it's really not nice, the fact that we had to match against each other.
Spirit, you know, like it's a team that you never know if they're going to show up in best form or worst form, and like we had to just kind of try to be our best and then see if it was good enough to beat them. So when we beat them, it was really like a big relief.
Most looking forward to play against will be Tundra and Enigma Galaxy. Would be, it was like I was actually thinking about it, like my dream matches would be like play Tundra in lower bracket finals and then Enigma Galaxy at the finals and then win both.
Tidebound it's a great chance for us to kind of get over what we did poorly in the group stage and see that we fixed it and then move on in the tournament. And I think if we can start with a win against them, that's a good like catapult into the rest of the tournament.
And we're back.
Good afternoon. I hope we're all ready to kick off the second half of day number 1 here at the International in Hamburg. I'm Shiva, I'll be your host for that second half, and I'm joined by 3 wonderful minds, wonderful people, and they're going to tell us a lot of smart stuff today. We got Kezu, Effie, and T-Gov. Kezu, how are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. I've been waiting for this all day, you know, just watching the games. Like, there's nothing that needs to be said. Like, you're just pumped up the entire day. Let's get it going.
I mean, I got to mention as well, it is home country for you here in Hamburg.
I mean, we don't have any German player, do we, left?
There's Kuroki.
With Koro as a coach?
Yeah.
Okay, so, you know, maybe a little story about Bach. You know, he loves Germany. Maybe we need to adapt him, you know.
There you go.
He's playing the next series, so I got my eyes on him.
Half German.
I'll take it.
We'll take it. I'm so excited. I couldn't sleep at all last night. It's been crazy so far, and I just need it to be 3-game series, exciting all day.
All day. I think, T-Gov, there might be a chance we get that.
Hopefully. Of course, you know, that's where Falcons are going to come in later today. But no, it is great. I just love the fact that the group stage has been so good, at least in my history and my recollection of TI. There hasn't been a better group stage for TI. So hopefully, like we're seeing, the playoffs can live up to it.
Yeah, let's talk about our first upcoming match, well, third upcoming matchup here. We have waiting in the wings. It is Tidebound and Falcons, one best of 3 for each team, an upper bracket or a lower bracket, and that will be the series to decide that. And we're going to focus our attention on that because both of these teams have already faced before, so we got a little bit of extra information about what the teams might be doing. And there's been a little bit of a trend, T-Gov, regarding Helm of the Dominator, and I know it's been talked about a lot already, but T-Gov is going to tell us why we might not see that.
I am sick and tired of everyone saying that this international is the Helmet Dominator International. There's one team that has bought it in every single game they have played in the Road to the International, and that was P-Vision. That's why you think it is the broken item, because they're the one winning. But look at in the bottom right-hand corner, Tidebound, Falcons, Rogue, even Extreme, 2 Chinese team, South American team, and then Falcons, MEA. It's like we get the fact that not everyone has to buy it. Not everyone's doing it.
It's true, you don't have to. I still feel so. It is really good on some heroes, and you see them banned out, like some anti-mage and whatnot. I mean, we saw Parivision, they're very special. You have like 9 class who buys it every game on like post 4. They rely a lot on their map play, but I think the Chinese teams, like you're saying, they don't seem to be buying it as much.
And it's not the end-all and be-all. Like, every TI, there's an item that's so much stronger than the others. Whether it's Pipe, whether it was Wraith Pact in the past, and now it's the Helm of Dominator. If you can build it, you should. But we've already seen today that sometimes it just doesn't work. When Tundra built it on Alpha and Sand King, it didn't look so hot.
It did not.
I'd say we're just in the return of like creativity at TI, because I think if you look at previous TIs, a meta kind of existed with all teams. In this tournament, we've got carry Tinkers, we've got the identity of Heroic going for Pudge. Like every team feels like they're entering the tournament going, this is my strategy, I am winning TI with my statement. It's not as if we're watching 12, 16 teams try and copy the same thing. This is why I think everything has been changing slowly throughout the year, the stats being changed, this and that. Like, this is why this tournament is so good.
And everything has been changing, and some of the teams have been changing here in the top 8. And I know some people only tune in for the international. There's no shame in that. You're absolutely welcome. Love to have you. But then you might think, you know, who is Tidebound? Because I don't know this organization, but let me tell you, you definitely know the players.
Yeah, like when you look at a combination of 3 players, at least in the Chinese region, Y, Bak, and Nothing to Say have the most experience as a 3-stack. And even when you look at second place, of course, Q when they're on the other roster. But it is just the consistency of these 3 players over time enables them to have these good results.
It's also funny because they have the most games, even with Bak taking like, what, a year break or like 1.5 year break, and they're still on the top of the road. It's honestly really cool to see.
And also, this roster, 4 players, with actually the removal of Bak from it, got 3rd place at TI12, so they're no stranger to this stage. And maybe with recency bias and how the last year has gone, we've forgotten that. But they are very heavy contenders, and honestly, it's just been a year of Chinese Dota not being as good. It feels like more in our memories, but the results are recent.
Yeah, it feels way more, because I think it's also something that, I mean, when I started playing, or probably many of you started playing, it's like the Chinese region, you know, the teams, your VG Gamings, your LGDs, your IGs, they were there, they were always present, but lately, they were not. Now they're back. I think it's one of the best things that have happened to like competitive Dota in a long time, because these games that they're playing are just insane.
Yeah, and the most we've seen of Extreme and Tidebound has actually been in a series that featured Team Falcons. I know, we gotta talk about it. It's the big elephant in the room. If you caught the road to TI, a lot of times where you were tuning in, you were like, hey, Falcons playing. And then when you tune in an hour and a half later, it's like, Falcons still playing. And then when you tune in Falcons still playing.
Yeah, you had a lot of chances to see them playing.
You really did, Effie.
Oh my gosh. Falcons had a journey in the road to the international, but as you can see here, we have the data of what the top 8 longest individual matches were, and if you look closely, the top 6 all go to Falcons. They have played some really hard-fought and grueling games, and you could argue that maybe the meta is favoring longer games, but maybe this team just prefers the late game too.
And all those games as well, it's not just 8 games of Falcons being behind playing for the comeback. We've had long games because they were dominant in the early game. They wanted to get a 50k lead to choke out their opponent. They had a long game because they did lose the early game and had to put on a masterclass to come back. Like, they are epically long games, 6 of the 8, through every variation possible.
I do think that this team, they love gold probably more than any other team. You know, they will slow it down later, they will stack a lot, they have like top GPMs everywhere. But like he was saying, it's not only with like this, oh, we're gonna play slow all the time. Like, they were ahead like 10k gold even in the Tidebound series. Then they threw it away, and this then, you know, kind of leads to longer games. It's also TI, there's more nervous, you know, more nerves. You're gonna make a couple mistakes here or there. And this is also one of the things that I want to highlight. Like, Tidebound, their way, their team fight is really, really crucial. They pressure you a lot. I want to highlight already Planet. We'll see the note. He's really far away. He's playing AA. He wants a big Ice Blast. He just wants to show his team where they are, and maybe even ideally clip Malrine with this Ice Blast, because now his Blink is on cooldown. Now pay attention how the other heroes go into it. Nothing to Say and Bak, they go in, they poke, but they won't overstep. They're going to immediately back away, because they're just waiting to try and poke Amar's buyback. They see Malrine's TP on the left side from a ward at Y place. They immediately go on him. They force some stuff. Boom. Buyback comes out. God's Strength is popped. And they're just going to back off. Because Dota is not won through like one team fight or like, like one big thing. It's small things. And TI, stuff like this will happen. Pressure, nerves, and that's how you win over time.
I love the fact in that clip as well with Planet on AA, and later on as well, he's got Refresher, Octarine, he's sitting in his fountain.
Yeah.
He's a fountain-based AA at the International, just throwing them down the lane.
I was enjoying myself so much during that game. I'm like,
I can
look at
imagine.
him. He's just standing in the fountain.
He's
he
AFK.
ulted again.
He did it.
He ulted again. And he did make sure to get
He
this
did.
low cooldown reduction, or most cooldown reduction that he had, so he could send that out time and time again.
Yeah, and watching that highlight brings back memories of that game in particular, because it's very much telling of how they've been playing the tournament and how they've been playing around Shiro, because they were down so much in net worth. That game did not look winnable, but a lot of Tidebound's games, they've just given Shiro as much farm as possible, played a typical 4 Protect 1, and found a really good timing to play off of. And that is something that Falcons have to be thinking about going into this one today. They've already lost to it.
They have already lost to it. It was a very close series, of course, when they faced the first time round. And we did hear Crit talk about it in the interviews, like they felt like these couple of days they've been able to use it to fix their mistakes. But a time has come to see if that indeed is the case, and for that to be proven, or unproven, depending on whose fan you are, we of course need the teams on stage. So let's waste no more time and get our first team up on the stage. It's Tidebound.
Team Tidebound.
We got Shiro, nothing to say. Buck, Planet, and Y all taking their place in the booth. They had a fantastic road to TI, only dropping one series, and they are looking to make a road through that upper bracket against a team that they have beat before. Can they do so again? And that's all up to the next team coming on stage. It's Team Falcons.
Choose wisely and crush those responsible.
Team Falcons.
We got Peter, Maureen, ATF, Crit, and Snaking. They have practiced hard to make sure that the results we saw in the group stages from them will be top tier. Again, Team Tidebound. Team Falcons has taken the longest route to get to this stage, but they have definitely earned their spot. And there are a lot of people that are having Team Falcons as their favorite in this upcoming best of 3. Let's see if they can make those predictions come true. I will spoil the percentage a little bit from you guys' predictions in the client. 61%. That's the amount of people that think Falcons is going to do it in this best of 3. And I also think, Kezu, it needs to be said that both of these two teams are kind of playing under the same formula. We got on both teams 2 TI winners, a TI winning coach, and a couple of not inexperienced players, but having the exact right amount of experience.
No, for sure. Like, and it's a really good mixture. Like the new kids on the blocks, the Zoomers with, you've got the experience, whether it's the veteran players or a veteran coach to really help them out. But I gotta say, Falcons, I thought they would come into the tournament maybe a little stronger, but I think since then they really, in my mind, they powered up a lot in their recent games. And with all the game time they've had, I mean, they better make use of it.
But you mean you couldn't account for all of the 60+ minute games?
It was pretty tough, I'm not going to lie. But I feel like until 1 or 2 weeks ago, I didn't even see that many dominators. I know we don't want to talk about it too much, but it is one of the reasons why games are kind of long.
But I feel like the games are long for Falcons because they are making their own mistakes and because they are disciplined enough to understand the mistakes and then to make the comeback. Other teams, when they make the mistake, they will eventually lose because they've made the mid-game blunder, right? Like, when you look at some of the Maureen options that he's had had some shaker performances, but it should look a little bit shaky. The Beastmaster as well, where he's been roaring Lotus and Lincolns. It's like there's been moments where Falcons just haven't looked that dominant, and I feel like the couple days break from the road, they have the highest chance of any team from going leveling up. I feel that's why I'm somewhat favoring them because I'm just expecting them to fix the mistakes they had.
Yeah, they've definitely had a lot to learn, and even in their series versus Tidebound in the road to the International, you could argue that it could have been theirs.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Very easily.
That second game, it looked so good. It was just 1 or 2 fights, some stuff went wrong, and Tidebound, they just brought it back because them too, they've been looking really good. And I feel like for them, it's also a bit more as of recent. I didn't think they were that good like a couple months back, but they've also improved a lot. Of course, played a lot of pubs, practice for this event, and they're looking good.
They didn't think so either. Like, if you talked to Bach at any point, he was just thought his team was bad a few months ago, and here they are. But that's just Dota. Sometimes it clicks, sometimes the patch eventually clicks. You find a tournament where you're learning faster than you expected, and all of a sudden, you're one of the top teams of the tournament.
Yeah, and as we are talking about this matchup, we do have to mention a matchup that we're going to look a little bit closer at. Kazu.
Yeah, because first of all, I mean, they share a lot of heroes. They actually play a lot of similar stuff, like the Blink Initiator, the fast tempo guy from mid, you link up with your supports. But also when you look at their unique heroes, there's some really cool stuff, like the Nothing to Say Tinker. They busted out a couple of wins with that. And same for Marine. His Monkey, they flex it. His Timber, they also flex it incredibly good. And the good old Earth Spirit Mirror, which, granted, it did lose, but it looked good that game.
And the thing with the Tinker, though, is we've seen it been picked up by Tidebound against P-Vision due to the mini-meta of P-Vision playing it in carry.
Yep.
And then since then, Falcons are like, wait a second, we respect this so much, and they throw it into a first-phase ban. Maybe in this series, they're not going to, I'm going to say waste a ban on it, because they can draft in a way where they consider it later on as an option, because in that best of 3, it was like Tinker Marcy +1 was like the ban every single time. Like, they over-respected, potentially, the Nothing to Say Tinker.
And I think that one's very unique to Nothing to Say, though, because it's not like, oh, we're going to ban Tinker because we respect that it'll potentially flex to support, as it has been in the last few years. It'll potentially flex to carry, as P-Vision have popularized. No. You see this team, you see NTS, and you're like, this is a Tinker player. He got famous. He initially got scouted into professional Dota because of his Tinker gameplay in pubs. Versus this team, is it worth letting it through, really, and enduring a 50-minute long Tinker game? You might as well just ban it, too.
Yeah, that's what happened in the best of 3. They lost it. So maybe backs against the wall. They got the regret of losing to Tidebound already. They got to think it, but no, I agree. If I was in their position, it's like, do you really want to lose to this OP hero on Tinker?
I mean, that's what you gotta do. Maybe it's the upper bracket for now. So if you want to try out any stuff or think that you can beat one of the household strats of any of these teams, this is the time to let it through. And with that in mind, we talked a little bit about the Tinker coming out from Tidebound, but there's one hero in particular that's been banned time and time again against Falcons. It's a hero that doesn't really get touched by many other players. I'm talking about the Chen, Kazu. That's a hero that Snaking has really shined on.
Yeah, I think that this team, they use the map so well. Like Snaking, also his Ench is very, very famous. Like the way he plays it, what they do with the map. Also, they lane together. Skeeter's usually on a strength hero. They use mana very well with the mana burn creep, and just he sets up the map in a way where his team can then just have more space to farm, open it up early, help your team. So I feel like this is one of the main reasons why I believe they're still undefeated with Chen. And it just looks incredible. I mean,
it's the same logic why we see P-Vision wanting to play buy Helmodom in every game. You have a Chen on your team, you have the creep already, you can send it down lane like Kazu's mentioning, and you have to respect the auras. Like, if you look at the 30-40 minute mark with a Chen, there's a Pipe, there's a Greaves, there's a Locket, there's so many little things available, and a lot of the heroes that Snaking are playing are buffing up other people, right? You've got the Enchantress that can buff up his heroes, Pugna with healing, you got Snapfire with cookie saves, Bane with sleep dodges, and then Naga Siren with the sleep. Like, everything he plays is to ensure that when ATF or Maureen or Skidder go crazy, he's there to go, you know what? I'm just going to make sure you're not dying and you can keep going.
Yeah, and of all of the heroes on the list, after the Chen, the one that looks most formidable from what I've seen is the Pugna. Like, Pugna in Snaking's hands is he will farm the dead lanes, he will be pushing, he will be sniping couriers even, doing tower damage wherever he can. And as these fights progress, he's providing that sustain. Also, versus teams that rely on spellcasting in the early mid-game, like Tidebound, they want to play the active supports with an NTS hero. Another ward is super annoying to play against, so this definitely has to be a priority pick or ban for either team.
It's also like Falcons, I would say that they have like very strict and clear roles for their players. So like Snacking, he's going to be on the Chen, Eng, Pugna, like have a good lane, open up the map, and then like play the dead lane, like you were saying, to like help his team. So if you're Typhoon, I mean, you have to choose. You obviously can't ban every hero, but in my mind, Chen in their hands looks so good, you should take it out.
Yeah, it needs to be banned, especially because Y's been playing hero like Ogre, right? Do you really want to play an Ogre when the enemy team has a Chen? Like,
Probably not.
Probably not. Unless you have like some insane Gyrocup to carry in Bloodlust, like, it's not really a good matchup. So I think banning Chen feels like the first step for Typhoon being confident.
But you know it's the Y hero that we haven't seen yet that is quite good against Chen lineups? It's the Elder Titan. He hasn't busted it out at any point yet, so that could be something that comes out today.
Yeah, and with us talking about all these heroes coming out from support, I do feel we have to address that the two styles at which the supports are playing, the support duos are playing, they're so vastly different, Effie. Coming out from Planet and Y, it's a completely different hero pool also from if you take Crit and Snaking together.
Definitely. I mean, you look at supports in Dota and how Dota has changed over the years, and you want all of your supports to be able to play actively, but when you look at Falcon supports, they are always playing to skill. They're always playing for their own net worth and their own items, while also rotating and making that early game scary. That's why playing against this Falcon support duo is frustrating. Whereas for Tidebound, they're much more of an enabling type of support duo. They're more so about protecting their cores, setting up vision for Shiro, tanking his smokes, not so much looking towards their own net worth.
No, and I'm sure that the teams also over the last few days, when we talk a lot about what has happened in the road to TI, there's a high chance we're going to see something completely different because you do not want to play what is expected of you. Surely a lot of preparation has gone in to the upcoming game, the upcoming series. And to hear a little bit more about how Tidebound prepared before this playoff, we are going to listen to Nothing to Say.
我觉得在小组赛中，高光可能就是拉比克那一把吧。
就高光时刻就是打法老的后2局吧，就第2局因为我们很劣势嘛，然后就中期一直在交流，一直在找机会，然后就是把很难赢的局翻了。然后第3把就是我的受感觉就可能自己感觉发挥挺好的，然后就赢下了比赛。
They're looking to focus Skinner. They get the pulverizing on towards him. Shiro brings in the damage. Skinner's gone.
He was right in the front line.
He's got the buyback available. Bark moves in with the Abyssal Blade. Drop down onto Amar. Amar dead as well. Because they do have buybacks, they're probably going to need to use them as all 3 are dead on Falcons.
低光时刻就是打差阶的第1把是受嘛，然后因为就被对面针对的比较凶，然后就前面发挥的不好，然后第2把就是。 滚滚感觉有地波团没打好吧，打下来感觉可能现在比较最强的队伍可能是法老吧，因为我们就跟他们交手过，然后感觉他中单马林打得很好，就节奏带得很好，然后把就是他们打的游戏也比较就比较顺畅吧。
Whostone comes down on a Skeeter, but the bushwhack connects in onto Shiro. They take the Aegis out of the hands of the Morph, but Skeeter will die.
就是如果他把节奏带起来，就整个团队都会很顺，就打他们感觉蛮难打的。
我觉得这次小组赛就是有很多意外，可能就是因为那几个强队本身自己状态不太好吧，然后加上这个赛制就是3杠2打2杠3的赛制是比较残酷的。
我觉得这次的国际邀请赛 ，Heroic 有可能是个黑马吧，因为他们玩的东西比较不一样，然后他会有米波这种英雄，就是可能他会给我们一个意外吧。感觉他们打的也特别好。
我觉得一个战队要夺冠的，就是必要条件肯定就是5个人都能发挥出自己，就是至少90%的实力吧，我觉得。
需要有良好的沟通嘛，然后每个人就打好自己该尽的职责，然后运气也要有吧。
我觉得在这种就是有线下观众的比赛中，就是自己会兴奋一点吧，然后打的也会，我觉得是会更好一点的。就我自己来说，
就也很开心看到就是我们这么多观众，让自己兴奋起来。如果能在国际邀请赛夺冠的话，会 永生难忘吧，然后第1次夺得冠军肯定会很开心。
Well, if he wants to win the international, one step at a time, gotta beat Falcons first, who Nothing to Say also mentions he considers to be one of the strongest, if not the strongest team here, and they are facing them on the main stage right now. And a lot of respect, Kezu, given to Malrine. You already talked a little bit about this mid matchup, but does that mean you think that Tidebound is gonna also try to target Malrine a little bit more in the upcoming drafts?
I think they should, maybe with either taking the hero you want that you know is going to be good against kind of what he wants, or also to be able to play into the enemy triangle. Because I think out of any team that is at this tournament, Falcons abuse ancient stacks the most. So you need to be aware of what your enemy is doing and play against it. So surely they will have a plan.
Surely they will have a plan. We're going to find out what both teams have planned, as it is time to start our series.
Team Tidebound versus Team Falcons. Game 1.
It is time for the draft, and that means we have the chance to see if any of the heroes we mentioned that we should keep our eyes out for are going to be banned, or potentially the teams are going to let it through. Again, this is the upper bracket, and that means you can maybe experiment a little bit, but not if you want to get your hands on Chen. That's still going to be banned for game number 1. We do have Falcons on Radiant, Tidebound on the Dire side. And, ooh, a respect ban, Tigo, the ancient apparition first phase ban. Totally saw it coming, didn't you?
I mean, yeah, if the game's going to last long enough, do you really want a guy AFK in a fountain and having potentially the highest impact in a team fight? It's, yeah, it's a solid ban, but you can clearly see from both teams that it is, what are the staples of the road to TI, right? It's the fear of the Tinker, it's the planet AA, you then have Malrine leaning on Sanking quite a lot. That's also getting at on Chen. Oh, the Shaker's back. This is my favorite part of TI. This is literally what I live for at TI, by the way.
Also, we haven't seen Planet play much of anything else outside of the AA. Like, all of their drafts have been easy to build around because you have this ancient apparition that teams are not really valuing outside of you. You take it away early, and now I'm curious what kind of support they're going to look to replace that archetype. Something with very heavy damage to follow up on their stun hero.
The main thing from that, though, is I think Tidebound is a very traditional team where you kind of know what's coming. You know the offlaner will be the initiating utility guy. You know the mid laner will be a playmaker. You know the supports will be, like Effie mentioned earlier, sacrificial or map play. Like, I think because it's so predictable, their lanes need to be strong. They need to have the first 10 minutes of the game controllable, otherwise things can fall apart quite quickly.
I mean, there is stuff. I believe Planet has busted out a Phoenix, and I also think that Phoenix overall, like the Chinese teams, they play that very well. It's something I could see. I think for now you see a lot of emphasis on the supports actually, even in this ban stage, right? With the Eng, there could be a potential Pugna ban that we talked about before. Very good for Falcons. They do also pick out of phase, something we have to note. So if there's one hero you're looking at, you have to be a little afraid that they could take it first.
But if we're going along the traditional aspect, then we're probably just going to see this Snapfire or Hoodwink. They've been the two most popular fours. They just give you follow-up damage. In the past, though, Planet did used to love his techies. I'm not sure if we'll see it today, but that is a hero that's always in the back of his mind.
I'd like to see that for sure. Of course, with Hoodwink not being banned, it does feel like Falcons will just enter the next phase wanting to take that for themselves. It continues down the line of skirmish, which we see with Beastmaster lineups. After the first, let's say, 15 minutes of the game, you want to just kind of rally people around you, keep looking for pickoffs, and of course, Crit, one of the best Hoodwink players in the world.
We also still have Bane, Silencer, and Undying. Undying is a hero that I feel is usually first phase banned versus the Chinese teams.
It's something that Bach has played a lot, actually, in the road to TI. I believe he played like 3 or 4 times. He had very good performances on it. So I wouldn't be too surprised. I mean, of course, we'll see it later with, like, you know, maybe their double pick in terms of what they want to do. But with what you guys said, I think Hoodwink, Snap, really good out of phase for Falcons. Just follow-up damage, because that's just usually how Falcons play. Everyone also knows this, so shouldn't be too much of a surprise for Tidebound.
Yeah, for now, it seems like Falcons is taking a little bit of time. They only have their one ban to protect their upcoming pick. And it is a matter of, we mentioned all these heroes, and every single one of them is very viable for both teams even. So you got to really make sure that you plan ahead. And they end up removing Shiro's Templar Assassin and instantly picking up that Snapfire.
Yeah, continuing down the line of the skirmish, the damage, right? It's very simple. You raw a guy, monomachis, it's done. You then have the wave push where both Snap and Beastmaster can very quickly push waves, so you have that additional information to know where Tidebound are. If they're going to be smoking, are they making a play around the Shaker? These two heroes kind of lock down the map play very quickly.
Yeah, and I think the question of this Beastmaster is still up in the air because, as you mentioned, T, these lanes are going to be very important, and the one that I would look towards the most is Shiro's lane. Because of the way that they've been playing the 4 Protect 1 and him favoring the ranged carries, they need to pick something like a gyro that could potentially punish the Beastmaster from the off lane, because if you leave Amart his devices on this hero, he will not leave that lane. He's just going to farm there and apply pressure for 30 minutes. He does not care. You need to be able to soak that away, or maybe make it harder for him to enter the game doing that.
I mean, what's hard for Taipan from the spot too is that Falcons, I've seen Marine play a lot of mid Beast too, like both in this tournament but also in pubs. So if you go for the gyro, which is a great answer to Beast, and it would play very fast with the Disruptor, you have to keep in mind that they could flex. So make sure you play that into the pick as well.
That's why picking double support here for Taiban would keep that quite alive, right? Falcons then have to respond with their own 2 picks, and then to close the phase, Taiban can then lock in their carry, right? But with Disruptor pickup, again, they're going to have to show something. Disruptor could go 4, they then pick up an Ogre. I'm a simple man, I would happily see Ogre on the main stage at TI. Does a lot of things that you're mentioning. We meant Shiro being ranged hero. You just want that kind of insurance policy.
He makes people clap. He gives love to his cores.
Oh,
he's good.
Or you could be 5 and dying, and then you could grab ally people when they're getting roared. Like I do think you need some kind of save for Shiro, because the way they play is so centered around him.
No, I like it a lot, especially because the style of fight from Falcons is so kind of obvious. You know when it's like, when they're there, they're fighting, throw it down, but nope, they go for a Muerta.
Oh, that's kind of interesting. I did not see this hero, or I wouldn't really have looked too much at Muerta. I know that a while ago Shiro has played this as a carry. I assume it's most likely just going to be a support for now.
I mean, they haven't, I believe, played it so far at the at TI, so yeah, it could easily be carry, it could be 4. They're keeping things a little bit open.
I'll say that I would prefer for this to be a carry, or them looking towards building a carry flex, because support Muerta isn't really countering anything that Falcons have to show, and it's not something they've run a lot. Like, we've seen a lot of 4 Muerta, but from Baboka, who is eliminated already, and I think that if their supports are lacking a save, now that Mars has also shown, if you don't have any kind of disruption or tombstone or aphotic shield or any means to protect your carry, their lineup is so anti-carry on Falcons.
Falcons' lineup is already saying we can make 20 mistakes, but we can drag the game out long enough to then fix the mistakes we make, right? If you jump a Beastmaster, there's an arena. You jump a Mars, everything layers on top of each other for the big team fight.
So I thought maybe Muerta is also picked to make sure that Pugna doesn't come out on the side of Falcons, as it is a little bit of a counter, but they go for it anyway.
It would matter more, I guess, if Taipan would place it as a carry, and I think Falcons are kind of daring them to do that, because it's a pretty hard Muerta game, I would say, against all of this AoE. I mean, if I'm Taipan now, if I look at what Falcons are kind of showing me here, I most likely want a carry that buys a BKB, and maybe an offlaner who builds a pipe. Because when you go into Snap, Fire, Mars, Beast, who probably buys an Aghanims, you better have a way to fight back.
But what you just described is also a big problem for them, because if they buy BKBs and pipes, do they actually have the damage to deal with the utility from the support duo? When you have life drains from the Pugna, with the cookie, with the heal from the Shard as well, like, there's so many little